Hello, Lions fans, and welcome to episode 65 of Just Lying Around, a Detroit Lions podcast presented by the World of Football. I'm your host, Kyle Sutherland, and I am joined by my co-host and brother-in-law, Adam Snow.
I thought you were going to be talking about the cat because I see the cat just
Yep,
chilling in the corner there.
yep, he's ready to join the show too. We just came over here, but before I ask you about your weekend, Adam, let me just recap about my weekend here. So Friday night we had the Detroit Tigers lose 15 innings of baseball, so they're out. Saturday night, Michigan lost, which was not good. And then last night we watched the Kansas City Chiefs lose, or Detroit lose against the Kansas City Chiefs. But other than that, Adam, how was your weekend?
About the same as you. I mean, Western Michigan won like 42-0, so that's cool. They're about the only Michigan-based team to do anything good this weekend. We did also actually get some. We can't talk about it yet, but Dad and I got something cool cooking up this week. A little football travel coming up. That's why we had to shuffle some schedules around, but we got some cool stuff in the pipeline. Other than that, though, I can't wait to talk about this game last night. You and I didn't talk about this yet. I don't know how you're feeling. I can imagine if you're anything like half the internet right now, it's been unbearable. I've avoided most of the internet today because of last night's game. And it's not just because we lost, because I think a bunch of people are just, I don't know, they're going real wild with some of their takes.
Yeah, well, on a good note, the Red Wings won, so there's that to look forward to. But anyways,
there you go.
On today's show, we're going to cover the Lions versus the Chiefs game, then look ahead at Week 7 game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So this game, Lions 17, Kansas City Chiefs 30. Let's jump into some stats real quick, and then we'll talk about the game itself here. Lions, Jared Goff, 23, 29 for 203 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs, 17 carries for 65 yards. Jameson Williams, 6 receptions for 66 yards and 1 touchdown. And another person I want to highlight here, Sam Laporta, 5 receptions, 55 yards, and 1 crazy touchdown. He got there with that catch, and the defender draped all over him. Chiefs side, Patrick Mahomes, 22 of 30, 257 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 10 carries for 32 yards. And Travis Kelce had the luck on his side with Taylor Swift in the stadium, 6 receptions for 78 yards. Team stats real quick. Just highlight a few things. Total yards, Chiefs with 255 yards and the Lions with 297 yards. But yards per play, pretty equal. Chiefs with 5.7 and the Lions with 5.6. Fourth down efficiency. I knew that the Chiefs were going to have to stay with the Lions on fourth downs. They're going to have to go for it. They were 2 of 3, while the Lions were 0 and 2. So all around, I don't know. Like, I know at the first half of the game, the Lions were kind of moving the ball down the field. Things were looking okay, but I just felt like you always get the mentality of bad teams always play down to them, but Kansas City Chiefs kind of played up to the Lions standard, and it really showed because the Lions got whooped. I'll say it. The Lions got whooped on this game here.
I feel like Kansas City's been a good team. They got beat last week, and they definitely, came into this game with a big chip on their shoulder, and they were like, we're going to be at home. We are not going to lose to a very good Lions team. We're going to put up a fight, and that's what they did. I know a lot of people are going to want to use the referee excuse as to why the Lions lost this game, but I feel like there were so many missed opportunities. Campbell said it at halftime. There were 3 plays that they would have made. Game's different. Say what you will about the Goff touchdown catch that got called back. I don't know the rule 100%. I thought it looked fine. I thought he did what he had to do, but it is a little sus that a minute and whatever after the fact, the referees got together after Kansas City complained about it and the ruling got changed. I hate seeing that. Like we saw last week with Mahomes complaining and he gets a flag. Travis Kelce throws his hands up. He gets a pass interference flag for a ball that goes over his head. But then for the Lions, it's just uncharacteristic stuff like drops. Why are we like, I mean, Amon-Ra is usually 100%. And so he drops one here or there. I'm not going to complain about it, but that was a tough spot for him to drop a ball. Unfortunately, he should have had it. That would have kept the drive alive. And who knows how that would have changed the complexity or the outcome of the game, because I feel like that would have given Detroit an opportunity to get another field goal, maybe go down and score a touchdown where they had momentum, because Detroit in the first half looked really well, looked really good. But I think as the game went on, it showed that the Chiefs were ready to go a full 4 quarters in Detroit. That defense was too banged up. Clearly not every player's head was in the game, as we saw what happened after the game. And we could probably talk about that. I'm sure you got that in the notes somewhere. But I just feel like Kansas City outplayed Detroit, but Detroit came out swinging first, and Detroit let them in. And that's my biggest problem is Detroit didn't do enough to keep a good Chiefs team at bay. And I get that they're 3-3 now, and this is a good Chiefs team, and you can never count them out.
Yeah. Like, so deal with the Goff, Monty throwing to Goff situation. Apparently, if the quarterback's under center and they either have to go to the shotgun position and set, or that they run out to the wide receiver position, they have to set before they snap the ball. And if you watch that play, Goff kind of just ran from the quarterback position over to the wide receiver, and they snapped the ball right away. So like referees are in charge of like each zone of the area of play. So I guess the back judge was kind of talking to the other judges, and that's how they come up with that decision that it was a penalty, because Goff never got set before they snapped the ball. The only thing that could have maybe worked out was if Goff was lined up under the guard position instead of the center. They could have gotten away with it. Well, they would have gotten away with it because that wouldn't have been a penalty. But it is what it is. Kind of sucks. They did come out with a field goal, so they didn't technically lose out on any points. But 7 points would have been a lot better than 3 points.
That's fair. I don't know. You hear Goff's explanation where he thought, or the way he learned the interpretation was that if his hands were under center, that designated him as a quarterback. But since his hands weren't, he should have never been considered the quarterback with Montgomery back there in the shotgun position already. Like, I don't know. Like, if that's the case where that is wrong and the Lions learned it wrong or had the wrong idea of it, that's on them. That's something they have to clean up. Otherwise, it is what it, like you said, it is what it is. We could complain about it. At the end of the day, you got to execute good plays, and they didn't. So, a heck of a play, though, man. One of the greatest plays to never count.
Yeah, it was the way Goff was fumbling the ball on Amon-Ra's back there, and he kind of jumped over him and got in the end zone. I mean, that would have been if it would have if they would have done everything right, that would have been on sports top 10 plays there.
That would have been one of the top 10 catches of the year, because we had 2 of them in this game for the Lions. 2 catches of the year candidates. One of them doesn't even count. The other one, Sam Laporta, and what was that, the third or fourth quarter that he got that score? I can't remember what quarter. Third quarter
or fourth quarter?
Fourth quarter. Yeah, fourth quarter he got that one. So I don't know. Royce in the chat. What's up, buddy? Hello. Sorry the Lions didn't win. Are you sure you're sorry, Mr. Vikings fan? You know how I feel about the Chiefs. Okay, well, that's fair. We all don't like the Chiefs. I'll give you that. Thanks, Royce.
So, yeah. Let's jump over to the defensive side. So, if you're watching the game, you kind of already knew that DJ Reed's out on IR. He'll be back on week 9, hopefully. And then Terrion Arnold came up with great news last week that it wasn't a major injury like they thought it would be. So he's probably going to be out until week 9 and hopefully back by then. So we had Avonte Maddox as well, kind of their second string, do it all kind of defensive back. So that left us with Rocketson and Amik Robertson as the starters. So I wasn't too worried about that. And then we had Joseph and Brian Branch banged up, but they both ended up playing the game. And I want to talk about Kirby Joseph real quick. If you watched the game last night, you kind of noticed that he's kind of limping around, not really playing like he does, like going after the ball or making tackles, and then he ended up going out and he could barely walk. So I brought him to the tent, brought him back to the locker room, ended up coming back out. I just felt like he just should have just stayed out of the game and had the other guy that was backup for him stay in. So I don't know what kind of call that was. Even after he came back in, just the same thing. You could tell he was in pain and he didn't want to be out there.
I don't know. He went off at one point and he was limping. He clearly couldn't walk, but then he came out there sprinting and running around hitting people. I'm like, what did he take? Did he just take a hit of I don't know, whatever Bane had in The Dark Knight Rises? He took something because he was out there just nothing bothered him. Then he got shook up a couple of times later, but I don't know what the deal was. If he was hurt, maybe he should have stayed off the sideline. But I want to know what he took to go from limping and acting like he couldn't walk to flying around out there like nothing ever happened.
Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. It's one of the, hopefully they can play against this Tampa Bay game and then they get the bye week. But if he's going to be playing like that against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would have just left him out of this game. I don't know. And then what do we have? Hutch with a late hit on Mahomes. Kind of, what did they say? If it was a one step within Holmes, he would have been fine, but he kind of couple steps before he hit Mahomes there. Yeah. And then Rock gets in with the defensive pass interference against Travis Kelce. Overthrown ball. I don't know if they even should have called that. That was
I don't think they should have.
One of those, yeah.
What about the play where Kelce had it and the ball hit the ground? Do you think that should have not been a catch, or were you okay with that being called a catch?
Yeah, because his main hand on the football didn't move at all. It was his other hand kind of moving around. So
I hate it, but I agree. We've had that go our way before. So, I mean, I'm not going to complain about that. He had both hands on it. It wasn't moving, and it hit the ground. So it is what it is. Would I've loved to have gone the other way? Obviously, but it is what it is. Kelsey's got great hands. Yeah. Taylor Swift, I'm sure, will write a song about his hands at some point. She already wrote it about his other stuff.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. What was the previous most missed tackles by this team?
What number was that? The most
sloppy tackling, missed tackles.
Is this an actual stat? Do you have to back it up? Because if I just throw a number out there, I don't want you to just.
It's a stat. I'll pull it up later for you. The answer was
seven. Well, let me guess. Hold on.
Tackles. Nope.
I was going to say 7. Yep. I was going to say 7. Thank you, delay on live chat.
Yep. So this game, they missed 10 missed tackles. I know Dan Campbell, Calvin Shepard's going to really drill it in their heads. We can't have missed tackles like that versus the Bucs. So hopefully they clean that stuff up.
It was very uncharacteristic of this defense. There's a couple of plays where Mahomes, I think it was Barnes. I watched at one point just do this to Patrick Mahomes.
Oh yeah.
It's bro, wrap him up. He's running. He's a runner. Wrap him up. I just felt like it was a lot of lazy tackling, especially when it got into those situations where it was they were afraid to hit Mahomes. outside of Hutchinson and the roughing the passer call, but even who was it? I don't know if it was Smith-Shuster or one of the other receivers or Pacheco that also just bounced off of a Lions guy because the Lions guy, it might have been on Yasin, didn't even try to wrap him. He just like threw his body into him and then he bounced off of him. Like, I don't get that. That seems very uncharacteristic for a Kelvin Shepherd defense. So
yeah, I don't expect that to be happen again, especially versus Bucks game coming up. Before we talk about that, let's talk about what happened after the game here.
we're
So
gonna go there.
So the Chiefs ended up kneeling it out after the 2-minute warning, and then if you watched it, Brian Branch kind of walked past Mahomes, which Mahomes I guess was trying to shake his hand, and then he walked right up to Juju Smith-Schuster, kind of punched him in the face or kind of smacked him in the face or whatever. Ended up being an all-out brawl versus those guys. Both teams collided, trying to break it up. But Branch, I expect him to have a heavy fine and then possibly 1 or 2 game suspension.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, Kyle, because we just have it right now as we're live. What is happening is I pull up real quick from Ian Rappaport. This literally just came through the wire here. Lions safety Brian Branch, who popped Chiefs wide receiver Juju Smith-Schuster in the face after the loss to Kansas City, was suspended 1 game by the NFL.
Okay. Well, hopefully you have Avonte Maddox back by then. But yeah, Dan Campbell started out his press conference saying, he's not happy with it. He's already talked to Branch. He already went to the Chiefs team and their head coach, apologized about it. But I don't know. If I was Dan Campbell, I'd take a little more disciplinary action against Brian Branch as well. Like, Brian Branch is not like, this ain't the first time it's happened with Brian Branch. It's reoccurrence on him. I know Brian Branch is one heck of a player, but he's got to cool his temper. He's got to get himself in check, and he can't let this stuff get to his head.
Yeah, look, I saw the video this, like, last time when this all happened live, I just threw my hands up in the air like, are you serious? Like, dude, after the game, they were just trying to shake your hand, blah, blah, blah. But I think that after seeing some of the footage of what was happening during the game that wasn't getting called, like, yeah, he got illegally blocked in the back. Dude came up and just rocked him when he wasn't even looking. It should have been a flag. And I hope the NFL turns that around. If they don't even do that after, but this isn't the way to handle it. I don't care what happened during the game. This is the wrong way to handle it, Mr. Branch. I do think Dan Campbell and the Lions should suspend him an additional game or 2. And yeah, because otherwise he can't keep doing this. Yeah, he's a hothead. He's a great player, but he's got, like you said, keep your emotions in check. And there's a time and a place to do that. And if that was happening to him all game, it's always the reactor or the one that does something in retaliation that gets caught. And he was that guy. He let it get to him. If he would have just said after the game, like, hey, go look at the tape, Juju Smith-Schuster, I'm getting hit in the back and no refs are calling it. And maybe then something else happens. But since he did that on national television, there's reporters, you can see cameramen around, like, it's just, that is not something the NFL wants. I'm a little shocked they only gave him 1 game, but I mean, it was post game. It wasn't during the game. That doesn't, excuse it one way or the other, but it just, I don't know. It's an ugly look for the league. It's an ugly look on the Lions. And I think the Lions have to put in their own discipline on top of this action to send the message home. But you hate to see it. And when it's your team, it sucks. It's just like, what are we doing, guys? It's really unfortunate because then you're looked at as a bunch of sore losers. And I'm sure maybe there's a little bit of that, but you can't. This is professional sports. You just got to move on.
Yep. And I mean, if it was happening all game, Brian Branch should have went to the officials between plays and say, hey, look, I just got hit in the back, or so-and-so is doing this. Can you please look out for it? Like,
and if he did address that to a referee and it still wasn't called, that's a whole other conspiracy mess on top of it being officials in Kansas City. That's a whole other mess. And I don't want to get the tinfoil hat out and go that whole route. So I hope the NFL does something about the evidence we have of Schuster, because it is crappy when you see the Chiefs getting away with a lot of stuff that other teams would get flagged for. Mahomes giving a taunting call on a touchdown where, who is it, Scadaboo on Thursday night, for just John a little bit, got a flag for taunting. But Mahomes can do the whole finger point and taunting and nothing. So I want consistency across the league if they're going to call some guys and not going to call the Chiefs on it. So,
yeah. I mean, the only other thing they've done, Brian Branch tell the coach, and the coach goes to Brad Holmes and Sheila Ford. They write up a whole report, send it to the officials, crew, or NFL, and they all look at it and then go from there. But, the way Branch handled the situation was uncalled for. I wouldn't be mad if Dan Campbell and the coaches decide to sit him for another game or two after the suspension from the NFL happens.
Yeah.
So let's move on. We got the Lions versus Bucks Week 7 game, Monday night, October 20th at 7 p.m. So, they got 2 games Monday night
next week? That's a good question.
Yeah.
Let me double check.
Because they got 2 games tonight. I wonder.
Yep. The Lions play the 7:00 game, and then the Texans Seahawks are the 10:00 game. So hey, at least we started 7:00 instead of 8:00. I get to go to bed a little earlier. That'll be nice.
So that's one positive. Hopefully, a couple key stats here. Taylor Decker, I think he needs to start this game. Then he can get a bye after that. We did get Dan Skipper back. I wasn't too. I mean, I was kind of okay with him starting. He did a lot better than Manu. Apparently, Manu's out on IR now with a with a knee injury. So Skipper came in, did an okay job, wasn't too bad, but we definitely need to get Taylor Decker back out there. And then,
I thought he did a fine job. And Kyle, the boss man's in the chat. I don't know if you see that. Randy Snow 22. That game versus the Bucks will be tough. Good thing it's in Detroit. He sent it twice. Way to go. Way to go, founder of the world of football.
Well, so one positive thing we can look out for is the Bucks wide receiver room and the running back are pretty banged up. I wouldn't be shocked if you don't see Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, or their first-round rookie play this game. And was it Bucky Irving? They already kind of ruled out already. So that's going to be really helpful to the Lions, especially their banged-up secondary. So it'll be the Bucks wide receiver against this banged-up secondary for the Lions. Hopefully the Lions can come out on top and win this game here.
We'll see. I'd be okay if Decker plays left tackle again, or not Decker, Skipper. If Skipper's I thought Skipper did a fine job. I thought he did fine. The Lions did a lot of interesting stuff. I don't know if you noticed during the game too, with moving Penei Sewell to the interior of the line on a lot of plays. I love seeing that, and I hope they can do that a little more against this Bucks defense. A team that's ranked 6th in the NFL in total defensive sacks, right behind Detroit at 4th there, as you can see here from this fancy graphic I took from NFL.com. But this should be an interesting game. This could end up in a shootout with both defenses, and the offense for the Bucks being a little banged up. It'll be interesting because Baker's playing out of his mind. Baker's the type of player who's going to make everybody around him better. So I don't care who they got at running back and who they got at receiver. They're going to probably light it up with Baker. He has been phenomenal. Now I'm not just saying that because he's been one of my best fantasy players this year, but since he's gotten to Tampa, this dude has been playing on another level, and I appreciate the heck out of him and his play style. So the Lions got to do a lot to keep Baker contained and not, they got to rattle him. I think they rattled Baker, and this hopefully Hutch, the last time these two teams saw each other, Hutch got 3 sacks in the game against him. So if they can just rattle him enough that, I think he can make some mistakes, and that defense, even though it's a little banged up, can make some key plays. Maybe we get another Anzalone interception. That'd make my wife happy.
Yeah, I think they need to get oh shoot, I just said his name. The guy coming off of IR for the Lions. Lee McNeil. He needs to come back for this game too. He's already been practicing for 2 weeks now. He's looking healthy. So yeah, I'd like to see him come back for this game as well. Kind of add to the Hutchinson pressures there. And let me ask you, their other edge player, Marcus Davenport, I don't know if he's ever coming back. What's going on with him? But we had Mohammed. No, that's a different guy I'm thinking of. But anyways, the other edge defender, Al-Hamid, yes. He only played 17 snaps during this game last night. Are they seeing something different out of him? I felt like he deserved a lot more snaps. Hopefully for this Bucs game, we can see a lot more out of him as well.
I'm sure it's load management. It's just easing guys in and trying different stuff. So I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah. If they can get to Baker Mayfield, I think they can rattle him up. And that Lions offense, they need to start off hot and keep the pressure on Baker Mayfield to win this game.
They have the winning formula, and it's long drives that eat up so much clock. The other teams barely got time to be out on the field. That's been the recipe for success. That's what worked really well at the start of this Chiefs game, because the Lions had possession of the ball for so stinking long. I think they got to keep it away from Baker. They got to just grind it out. Give Gibbs and Montgomery the ball. Go run first. It's what we're really good at. And then when you need to, you dink and dunk to Amon-Ra, and you find J-Mo. It's right there. And Laporta also. Laporta having a great season. Giving it to him. So they need to just control the ball. If they can do that, it won't be a pretty game, I feel like, but the Lions could win this one. We'll make our official picks later this week.
Yeah, we'll see. But another thing is I want to stop seeing these stupid freaking screen passes. You do one a game, and that's it. I don't want to see 2 or 3 of them. This ain't freaking college. This is the NFL.
Yeah, well, I don't care. As long as it gets me yards. As long as it's not less. I'm tired of the sweeps that go out and we lose 3 yards. I'm tired of those. North and south. Go north and south, boys.
Yeah, you can't do that against the Bucs. Their defense is too fast. They'll sniff that out a mile away, and we'll have J-Mo in the backfield losing 2 yards off those sweep passes or whatever plays.
So my question to you, before I'm sure we wrap up, does Montgomery get a 3rd pass attempt this week? He had 1 in the Bengals game, 1 against the Chiefs. Does he do it 3 weeks in a row? Does Montgomery throw another pass?
No, but I think he's going to start. He better start, because I love Jahmyr Gibbs, but put Montgomery to start the game. Stop with the Jahmyr Gibbs. Yep. It does.
I don't think
it needs to be the bruiser. Bruise up that defense so we can get those holes going.
Sure. Okay. I think they could do it either way with either running back.
Okay. I just don't want to see Jahmyr Gibbs getting hurt running up the middle all the time.
He can take it. Oh my God. Okay. I'm tired of that misconception. He can run it up the middle. Montgomery can go out and catch it. We've seen them both do that. I'm tired of people saying only one can do a certain thing.
I'm not saying
I'm tired of you putting Montgomery in that box of a power back. He's not a power back, as he told the St. Brown brothers. He's not a power back.
He's not, but he can do it better. And I know he can catch passes out of the backfield. He can do what Jahmyr Gibbs does, but Jahmyr Gibbs, I know he can run up the middle too, but it seems like Montgomery is more elusive, can shed tackles easier than Gibbs running up the middle.
All right, coach, whatever.
Okay.
I'll agree to
show you a bunch
disagree.
of tape out there. I'll show
Get
you.
it. Pull up the all 22. Let's do it. I'll be over there in like 5 minutes.
Anyways, so yeah, that's the Lions versus Bucks preview game there. I think the Lions are gonna pull out a win versus the Bucks at home. I know that environment's gonna be helping out the Lions a lot, get back in the groove of things, and yeah, we'll have to wait and see there. Anything else you want to add?
Nope. Well, I'll make my official pick on our weekly NFL picks video Wednesday night at 7:00. It will not be live. We're going to pre-record that episode tomorrow night, and then that'll go up Wednesday. So,
all right. Well, I got some bad news. We will not do a show after the Lions versus Bucks because I will be in Florida.
oh, you're going to be out of town. Okay.
Yeah, unless you want to do the show by yourself.
I mean, if I have to, Kyle, I will. Maybe Randy can hop on and co-host on this one, and then we do the regular podcast.
Oh, let's see. All right, so let's go ahead and close it out here.
All righty, guys. We appreciate you stopping in and checking out the show. Thank you, everybody in the live chat, Royce and Randy. We appreciate you guys stopping in and saying hi. Dad checking in on his employees for a change. And if you guys haven't yet, please like and subscribe to the World of Football on YouTube. And you can find us across various social media platforms, including X, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, at TWOF Kalamazoo. On YouTube, just go to at the World of Football. You can find us. A lot of live shows nowadays has been our thing. It makes it easier on me editing wise, but we got a lot of good videos and content up right now. Come back to the channel tomorrow at 4:00 Eastern time for This Week in the World of Football. Dan and I will recap everything that happened around the world of football. A lot of interesting stuff. Thanksgiving in Canada today too, Kyle. So happy Thanksgiving to all our Canadian brethren up there. And adios, Royce. It was good seeing you. Thanks for hanging out. Even though you're a Vikings fan, he's in here checking out the enemy. Looking forward to playing the Vikings here in a couple of weeks. As you can see, I got my Vikings all white helmet back there, but I got to get the purple one in the mail. So,
all right, that's it for us this week. Lions are still 4-2. It's not the end of the world.
Correct.
Lions should have a comeback, bounce back game versus the Bucks here. But yeah, thanks for liking, subscribing, commenting, all that stuff. And we'll see you on the next one. I don't know. Adam might do a post-game show. Who knows? If not, we'll see you for week 9 after that game. Yeah, week 9.
Well, we got the bye. We can always do it during the bye, Kyle, if you want.
Well, I'll that'll be too much time.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Well, yeah. Until then, remember, go Lions, and we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Go Lions. Bye.